Hey everyone, my name's Amanda, and for the resource assignment, the book that I chose is A Dignified Life, and it's the best friend's approach for Alzheimer's care. I actually, the way I found out about this book was I was talking to a coworker where I work at a long-term care facility, and I was saying I needed to do a resource assignment, and she asked if I had ever heard of this book before. And I said, no, I never heard of this book, this approach to care. And so she suggested it, and I read it, and I found that it is a great resource for anyone that is working in a long-term care facility and will be working with seniors with presenting with dementia. So they mention in the book that the approach, the concept of the best friends approach to Alzheimer's, it started in the late 1990s, and then they just have continued to bring out more books on about the approach and looking at how it can help people who are caring for loved ones or people in a facility that are experiencing Alzheimer's disease. The book, I really like how it is separated into, first of all, going over what it's like to have Alzheimer's. So they touch on emotions experienced by someone, anger, frustration, and it kind of gives examples and puts you in the shoes of someone who has Alzheimer's. And I think that that's a good way to start off figuring out what it feels like to have the disease. And then next off, it goes into actually talking about the diagnosis, treatment, and recent research with the disease. And so I think by doing that, it shows kind of where things are at right now with finding out a cure or ways to help symptoms, progression of the disease. So those are all important things for family members and for caregivers with individuals with Alzheimer's. And then next off, it brings up the approach. So the approach and how it can be implemented into your relationship with someone with dementia. So it looks at first the different types, which I learned a lot from there because I didn't actually realize that there was so many different types of dementia. And then next, it kind of goes through how you build a friendship with someone else in your life. You have a good friend, kind of the steps that you go through to gain that trust and how you work together to become good friends. So I like that side of it because I feel like a lot of the times the experience of being with someone with Alzheimer's your emotions and your feeling of burden can take over, and you forget to remember how you should be treating them and what they are actually experiencing, and that they don't have control of what they're experiencing. So I really like that, and then it gives you the perspective of taking burden and then looking at it more of a rewarding experience. So it really wants to create a bond between someone who has dementia and to show that you can become friends and you can have good experiences and you can make the life of someone with dementia rewarding, good quality life, and it can remove any of the frustrations. And then it kind of takes the approach, and then the book then later explains how the approach is being implemented, and it shares someone's story about the approach.